So, Dr. Bali and Mark, please go ahead and introduce Dr. Srinivas Reddy and his lab. He obviously is a prolific operator. Bali,
मैं
can you go
प्रेजेंटेशन
ahead?
इधर आ जाता है, मेरे को देखना होता है ना
Good
रघु,
evening, Dr. Reddy.
प्रेजेंटेशन इधर आ जाता
Yes,
हूँ ना.
yes, sir. Good evening, sir. How are you? Can you hear
Wonderful.
me?
It's a pleasure talking to you and
Yeah,
Dr.
yeah. After a long time.
दिखता दिखेगा ना मेरे को.
First in PGI and subsequently doing great work in GMC, Chandigarh
Yeah.
Medical College.
Thank you,
And
sir.
all
थोड़ा
of
बढ़ाना, वॉल्यूम बढ़ाना यार, वॉल्यूम
those very complex regions and
वॉल्यूम वॉल्यूम.
is a very well known in this part of the country. And we are looking forward to seeing his case today.
Yes.
And Dr. Reddy, introduce your case, please.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, sir, for the introduction and nice compliments. And I think can you see us?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, first of all, I would like to sincerely thank the organizers and the Medtronic team for inviting us to participate in this live case, giving us the opportunity. And first, I would like to introduce my team. On my right is Dr. Jitram, who is the Associate Professor in Cardiology. Dr. Raghu is an Assistant Professor, and a whole set of team of cath lab technician, anesthetic technician, and nursing staff. And I'm highly grateful to them because they were very helpful in my working in this institute for the past 5 years. And coming to the case, and I would like Dr. Jitram to request him to share the case details. Dr. Jitram.
Yeah, very good evening. Can we have the slides, please? So greetings from the Department of Cardiology, GMC 32. So for today's case, we had a 70-year-old gentleman who is a non-diabetic and non-hypertensive. And 2 days back, he presented to us with history of typical chest discomfort with sweating and vomiting. His enzymes were elevated, and his ECG showed ST segment elevation in lead 2, 3, and AVF, and ST segment depression in lead V1 to V4. And his echocardiogram showed regional wall motion abnormalities in LCX territory with mild mitral regurgitation with an LV ejection fraction of around 45%. And his angiogram revealed distal left vein significant stenosis, Medina 111 at bifurcation. And if you see LAD, there was diffuse disease in proximal to mid LAD with dense calcification. And LCX ostium showed borderline stenosis with the total occlusion of proximal LCX with calcium there. Next, please. So if you see in LA caudal, the left main distal appears significant. So in view of the ACS, we decided to address his culprit lesion
run the slides,
in 2 days back. So we did the
RC.
and RC also had proximal disease. Sorry, I forgot to tell that. Next, please. So his syntax score was high, 40.5. So in view of ACS, we decided to address the culprit lesion on that day. Next, please. So we decided to do PCI to LCX, which was crossed with initially with the Fielder XT wire and exchanged with the Schonli wire into LCX and OM1. The lesion was free dilated with the 2.5 and 2.75 balloon, and we had difficulty in negotiating the stent initially. So we took the help of GuideZilla to deploy the stent. So 2 stents were deployed in LCX and post dilated. And we had a good result in LCX.
Next slide.
Next, please. So this is where we are today, and Professor Reddy will take up the discussion further with the panelists.
Yes, now we have a elderly gentleman with calcific lesions. He had a recent MI which we have addressed the culprit vessel. Now we have a left main bifurcation stenosis, Medina 111, and what is the I like to the panel to. What would be your strategy? Dense calcific lesions, you can see there is angiographically. Bali sir?
Can you show us the angiogram again, please? We couldn't see the left main.
Okay. Previous slides. Run the slides. Diagnostic. Back. Go back. First. Back. Run. Keep running the slides. Just click the first slide. Okay. Next. You can show the apical view. You can see the distal left main, and next slide. You
Yeah,
can see
LA
here
caudal.
also yellow caudal view.
Yeah, it's not very clear from
Yes,
France,
next.
but I can see some lung disease on the
Yes,
proximal
run
LAD.
that. You can see that apicaudal view. It's very clear. There's a distal left main, and it's a bifurcation point.
Okay, so
Yeah.
now you open the circ.
Yeah,
and
we
then,
opened this being a culprit vessel. We have opened it 2 days back.
What about the proximal LAD? Is there a long significant
Yes,
lesion or
yes.
is it?
No, there's a significant lesion, and we have done a. Can you show the OCT runs? We have taken OCT runs both from LAD and LCX, and I think after imaging, I think because being a calcification, you know, very well know that everyone OCT is a good imaging modality. If you can perform OCT, if it's feasible to perform, can run the OCT. Now we are showing you the OCT runs from taken from the mid LAD. You can see there is a calcific nodule, 2 nodules coming in the 3 o'clock and the 7 o'clock position at the dense chunk of calcium. Entire areas. I had difficulty in negotiating the OCT catheter also, but with manipulation I could get down this. There's a significant stenosis. MLA was 1.9 at one place, and this is coming closer to the proximal. There's some bend. If you can see that angiogram, there's a bend. There's a large chunk of calcium, and this was the run from LAD. So you can see distal LCX is not much disease, and vastal left main is disease free. So that's what we have. So we need some based on this calcium. You have a dense calcium, both circumferential, I think more than 360 degree at few places, and calcific nodules. So we need some calcium modification therapy. So currently, I think for this case, we are going to show you, I think, what would be the approach. So I would like to do IVL in this case, so that that would be, I think that would be a better option to break the calcium. So next, can you run the OCT of the L6? So again, we are taken a pullback from OCT runs from there. So you can see there is some amounts of tissue prolapse and malapposition in between the segment, which is expected sometimes in ACS, and OCT is a better modality to detect this malapposition. And there is amounts of calcium, and there was some calcium nodule which was compressing extent slightly forward. And the proximal part, there is some calcification. I think the one coming closer to the L6 ostium, I think we have a reasonable MLA where I think maybe we could. There are some OCT criteria which we have detected here. There is a branch CT angle was coming, that is carinal tip angle was coming more than 50, and the CT to branching point was coming 2.1. So these are the predictors where we could likely to say that that there is less chances of side branch occlusion.
Yeah, that's
And
right. That means we are facing
yes,
110
Yes.
Medina calcified lesion of the distal left main
Yes.
and the long lesion of the LADs.
Yes.
And the question is to know, do we have to debulk first, or do you think the balloon will be enough to
yes,
break the lesion and to prepare the bed for the stent? That's a major
Yes.
issue we have to face today. Yeah, for this case.
That's good. So once because I had some resistance while passing the this OCT catheter, I would like to pre-dilate the with a 2.5 semi-compliant balloon so that I could negotiate the IVL balloon. So the diameter of the IVL balloon, the distal, can you show that it was coming 3.5. So the can you show that distal
Reference
there?
segment.
So I think 3.5 IVL balloon would be a good choice. It comes 3.5 12 millimeter balloon. I will pre-dilate so that I could negotiate the IVL balloon. I hope everyone agree with that.
Yeah.
Yes. So I am just going with the 2.5 balloon so that you can see there is a bend there. If you see the epicranial, can you show the epicranial view? The last one where we are taking OCT run angiographically. So you can see that there is a bend there near that septal. If you can see, there is a first septal coming there.
Okay, wait,
No, come in epicranial. So.
minus.
So what I will do, I like to predate. I think this is the area where the distal portion, this is the one area there was a tight lumen stenosis, and the mid portion. So I'll predilate here once. 12, 14.
10, 12, 14.
deflate.
Sin-
This is only just to make sure that inflate. 16. To make sure I pass the IVL catheter. So there are other techniques also. We can have despite going this, if we have a guide gel also inflate. You can have a guide gel also and get through that. But I think I would be able to get through this IVL balloon.
Do you have a 6 or 7 French guiding?
This is the 7 French guiding. I purposely took this 7 French guiding so that I could manipulate the devices easily, purposely. So last time was a radial approach, and this time I took a femoral, so that inflate. 14, 16. So I think this should be okay. I think inflate. 16. Deflate. So I would not like to give any much contrast or anything. I will straight away take a IVL balloon.
Dr.
so.
Reddy,
Yes.
what I can see is that your balloon is inflating very nicely.
Yeah, but that would be good thing. So then I will. It's good for me that I will pass the IVL balloon easily then.
But my concern is that would you still require a block modification with an IVL if you're getting a 12 at phosphate?
Yes. Can you show that areas of calcification?
No, that I've seen.
Yes, yeah.
I'm saying that if you on 12 to 13 atmosphere are
Okay,
able to break the calcium,
But
nicely,
yeah, this is semi-compliant balloon. It will give you some comfort as if you have dilated. But I don't think this calcium would break. You can see that there is a large chunk of calcium volume also thick. It has both a medial from intimal to medial. There is a calcium. Can you just show the IVS?
360
OCT runs. Can you just play from the distal tight stenosis? You can see there is a large chunk of calcium. It needs because one more thing is that see.
I get your point.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm just saying that is inflation of the balloon
Okay.
an indicator about how hard the calcification is?
No, I think there is no inflation of the balloon. The balloon will, this 2.5 semi-compliant balloon will inflate, but I could already tell if I had taken a larger balloons, either 3 or 3.5, then I could say definitely.
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay. So now I'm taking the IVL balloon.
Is it 3.5 into 10?
Yeah, 3.5 into 12. So I'll just take a small fluoro. to see-
Mali, the
Yes.
second center is waiting for their turn. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Ready, we will come back to you after you're done. I will.
yes. Okay, we'll just do the IVL. It's okay. Thank you, sir.
Good job. Keep on.
Yes.
Yeah, chalo good. Come.
Dr. Reddy, we are back with you, and please tell us what all you have done till now. You were going
Yes,
to
yes.
IVL 3.512 at that
Yeah,
time.
Yes, sir.
Back.
Okay. So can you show the previous?
I will जहाँ से शुरू किया था.
एक मिनट.
हाँ, yeah.
हाँ. Can you show the previous slides? Don't do fluoro. Can you show the previous slides? So we could just show the flow. हाँ. नहीं पहले crossing. So can I show the crossing? हाँ. So now after this, next. So the run. Okay, sir. So we took the only one fluoro that the IVL balloon because of that bend there was some difficulty, but it could negotiate further. Next. Show the IVL. Next. So we positioned the IVL balloon distally. Next. So we given first pulses there. You can see the large chunk of calcium on this cine there. It was extending into the left main. You could see large chunk of calcium. This was the point where you could see in the OCT the calcific nodule, 2 nodules in the opposite directions of the vessel. Next. So we did from next. So we have done this pulses there. Next. So we given total 4. 6 pulses we have done, and next. Last. Next. So that's where this was the last pulse where there was a large chunk of calcium. Next. Next,
OCT.
show the OCT run. So we took an OCT, we did not, just took an NTG Nico run and we gave the OCT run, just show the OCT on screen.
Show the OCT, please.
Run from first.
Okay, sir.
Start from the beginning. So you could see very well that there is a, we could, the IVL balloon could break the calcium significantly. There were fractures, multiple fractures extending deep also, and there was, if you coming forward, there are few minor dissections, mild dissections there, and coming, can you show the longitudinal view also, there was a large dissection. So there, you can see coming to the proximal, ostial to proximal, there was a large dissection. But fortunately, it was not extending into the left main. That's the ostium. You could see the dissection also. So this is what we have done. I think we have prepared the bed well. We can do a dilatation with high pressure balloon, and we can start deploying the stents. Maybe provisional crossover stenting. I think the length was coming around 43. I think we would take a 3.5 26 first, and followed by the other 26 or 28. Hello?
Volume नहीं आ रहा.
Yes, please, we can listen.
Yes, sir. I think I hope you do agree with our strategy. We'll yeah. So okay, give us.
Mark, would you like to comment on that?
Anyone, the panel experts have any comments on this? We'll take a high pressure balloon.
3.5. 3.5.
हाँ.
हमें 3.5 का ना? 3.5 का चाहिए.
Yes, sir. Anyone having any comments?
Open.
What is the length from the left main to the medial AD exactly? Can you do a measurement? My plan in my center would have been to put only one stent.
Okay, it was coming 42. I don't think the vessel, because the issue is the size mismatch. If I put a 3.5 40 at Giants Expedition, I could, I can very well place that. 3.5 48 would be an ideal size. But the left main diameter is, show the left main diameter in OCT. It's coming close to 5.5 average. So the 3.5 stent, and they can show the slides. Okay, I think 3.5 stent would not go to such a high 4.5. So I thought I would deploy 3.5 short stent from there to the, somewhere to the, yes?
Another kind of stent can go up to 6 millimeter. If you put a 3.5,
Can I show this slide?
any other?
I'll just show you this slide.
Slide.
I think someone is having the slides. Can I show the last slide of my presentation? Last slide. Last slide. That's the manufacturer guide. Next, last slide. Next, this one. So if you look at that, can I just zoom that? So you can see that sizes. Someone can go.
Synergy.
Tell that. So the only the one, these sizes. Can you read the sizes from there? It's not visible.
So I think if you see the synergy
3.5 expedition, how much
synergy
is it?
3.5 can go up to 4.25 and 4.0 can go up to 5.75. Whereas Giants can go up to 5.5.
No, which size? Size.
4. Hello.
Science 0.5 would not go to 5.5.
Yeah,
Giants 4
that's
can
my
go to
worry. That's
5.5,
why
yeah.
I want to take a 4 from left main to
I think the Onyx would go. Onyx would go.
Onyx, but we don't have a length of 48 with Onyx. That's the concern.
That point is very well taken.
Yeah. So that's why I was a bit wondering. So I tried for a 448 stents. I asked the people. I think it's not available. So any other experts, Dr. Silvestri, can you comment on that?
Okay, all right.
So because of that, I think because I don't want someone to have a left main fractured stent or deformed or broken struts or cells broken.
Dr. Reddy, when you're going with the 2 stent in this case,
Okay.
where do you want to have the overlap? At what side?
So I'll try to the first septal is there. I'll try to put the first stent just distal to that septal because I don't want something close to the bifurcation.
And then you're going to take a 4 millimeter stent?
Four. I think 4 can easily go up to 4 Onyx.
Would that 4 be too large for this proximal LED?
I think just show the LED. I'll just dilate that with a 3.5 balloon in the ostium. Although there is some dissection, we will go to low pressure and dilate, because the area at the distal LED near that the two large septals is 3.5, 3.6. So obviously the proximal LED should be somewhere coming around 3.8 or something. Maybe it could take a 4 stent. So there is a mismatch. That's the concern.
I would suggest you keep it as close to the ostium as possible.
Yeah.
So that there's a minimal amount of 4 millimeter stent in that LED.
Okay.
So there is going to be a little issue there.
Yeah.
If you put in a 4 millimeter
So
in the
just give a balloon 3.5.
3.5
NC NC
है इधर है
3.5 NC 15.
3.15
15
3.15 3.15 नहीं 3.15
15 or
If
12.
you keep it very close to the ostium, then if you have to go for a bifurcation,
Yes,
then
yeah,
recrossing it will be very difficult.
yeah, that's my concern, and it's not advisable to have too much overlaps close to the bifurcations. So that's why I just wanted to park it just.
Mark to comment on that. My suggestion is the proximal part should be just distal to the circumflex ostium.
Yeah, if
So that-
if you look at the RA quadrilateral, that will be coming just at the septal. I think that would be the ideal position. I think if you look, just show the RA quadrilateral, this one. Any RA quadrilateral, just show the one RA quadrilateral. Any RA quadrilateral. This
Dr.
one.
Reddy, maybe you can deploy it at a lower pressure and then.
Yeah, I think
optimize it with a-
the septal, if you look at that, I think the close to the septal, I think that would be an ideal area, just proximal to the septal. That would be fine. Proximal to this septal, okay. We'll dilate.
Let us see, but my concern is the proximal LED size.
Yeah.
4 millimeter stent.
स्टेंट साइज के चाहिए भी
Dr. Mark, if they deploy it at a lower pressure, a 4 millimeter stent, and then optimize it with a balloon of appropriate size, would it be okay?
I think that would be okay, I think.
That's the best way to do. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with you.
Yeah. So we're dilating with a high pressure balloon 3.5, I think from proximal to mid, so that we can make a better bed preparation. Straight. Okay. Nominal पे करना है. Inflate. 8, 10. Deflate. Okay. I think die is minimum there. Okay. Inflate here. 12. 14. Deflate. Deflate here. 14. Deflate. I think that should be fine. Inflate here again.
आवाज
14.
नहीं आ रही वॉल्यूम नहीं आ रहा
Deflate. AP grenade. AP grenade. AP grenade. Okay, this is there, I think. Okay. Smalls. I think that should be okay. So.
स्टोर कर लो
Okay, come. Okay.
Yes.
So I think we'll start with a stent. I think we'll take both Onyx. I think that would have a better expansion of the stent. So
Onyx
give me
क्या?
Onyx 26. हाँ?
बड़ा लेते हैं सर बड़ा लेते हैं 32 लेते हैं 32
32 ज़्यादा
बैंड
हो
है
गया।
सर वो
चलो क्यों 32
Onyx
432
नहीं 3.5
3.5
distal 3.5 and proximal 4 because OCT lumen diameter is showing 3.6. I think that will be fine, sir, with this taking 3.5 32.
आवाज नहीं आ रही वॉल्यूम नहीं आ रहा
In the left main, you mean?
No. I'm taking the proximal to mid LED.
Oh, yeah.
I'm taking 30 Onyx and
whenever possible, it's always better to put only one stent. I mean,
Yeah,
across-
I would also have preferred. So I tried for this 448. I don't think that is available in India. I think Zion's Expedition. That is the concern, because I had already deployed 2 stents in LCX and having one more stent
Yeah.
here and summary.
Onyx is the 38, I think, the longest one. Is
Yeah.
that right?
So
So we have now the 40 millimeter from Biotronic, and we have 48 with Cruise.
yeah, just.
Which could be a good option for the kind of cases, because putting 2 stents in across the in a bifurcation, it's always I mean, worse in terms of risk of risk.
I think this would be a better placement test. I think this would be fine. Bali sir,
Yeah,
I'll be happy
then-
with this. I think this should be fine. Deploy.
Deploy, sir.
Yes.
2, 4, 6,
6, 7, 8, 9,
8, 9,
10.
10.
Deflate. Deflate. So we'll just deploy it as a nominal pressure. Anyway, we are going to dilate with high pressures.
We are back with you in Chandigarh.
Yes, inflate. 16.
4 ka balloon and 4.5 ka balloon.
Oh. So yes, can I just show the previous
Previous, please,
fluoros?
previous,
Previous fluoros?
previous, sorry.
So we have
Stent
deployed 2
deployment.
stents, 3.5 30 and 422, overlapping the first stent. This was the first stent, and after that we have next. Keep showing next.
There is a question that I think I already answered coming from Dr.
Okay.
Ramesh.
Acha.
We
Next.
need to recross the circ and dilate circumflex osteum in
Huh.
every left main also of a stenting. So to me, I already said that I don't think it's mandatory.
4 ka balloon.
Goes.
Not having the data showing that to recross and to redilate
Goes with
with the final kissing balloon is really
So
mandatory.
4.
It's,
4.
may help to recross the thrust of the stent later on, but in terms of
You can
events,
give me
in terms
first 5.
of TLR,
five.
This also will look
no data. And I believe that once you have done the bot, if the result is optimum, if you have symmetry flow on the circ,
5, 8.
you can create an injury and even create a dissection on the proximal circumflex, which may need a
5.5
second
next.
stent. You may
5.5
make
tha?
the procedure more
5.5
complex,
value.
like doing the final kissing balloon if you have a large circumflex open with a T-metry flow.
Yeah, I think that's a very well made point. Dr. Reddy, you are going with a pot now?
Yeah. We just dilated the distal 3.75, the proximal to medial stent. We just wanted to optimize the left main. Then I will dilate. I'll just optimize the left main now. With this is a 5 balloon.
Dr. Reddy, what was the pressure that we deployed the stent, the left main stent?
Left
Initial pressures?
left main stent I deployed at 12 nominal, and now I'm going. I'll go. This high pressure balloon. I'm just optimizing the left main first with a 5 balloon, and I already post dilated this stent from 3.75 already, and I would like to post dilate the ostial to proximal LAD with a 4.8 high pressure. So this one, then I'll take a run of OCT and see if whether I could go for high pressure in the left main. Inflate.
Inflating, sir. 6, 8,
10, 12, 14. Deflate. Keep it kernel.
4 ka record.
Dr. Reddy, there is a question for you. Why not rota from the beginning?
Yes. Rota. So looking at this, see, when I could pass the OCT catheter, I had minimal resistance. So I thought I would dilate with a semi-complex. If that does not cross, the other option is to do rota, and you do next go for IVL. So sometimes we have to have a combined approaches. It could be either NC balloons or cutting balloons or IVL, because the IVL is in a deep calcium and all. This would be preferable for to get a passage into that. I think if that does not cross tight lesions and all, I think rota will be the you have to do rota and get to break the calcium, go for IVL if the deep calcium is there.
But it's sometimes a good way to prepare the bed, and sometimes
Yes.
it makes things much easier once
Yes,
you are
yes, yes.
walking in.
Yes.
Usually it's
True.
very easy to put a long stent after rota more than with predilatation when you have a calcified lesion, long calcified lesion like this. Yeah,
Yes.
it may help. Yeah.
Yeah, but again it depends which strategy. But anyhow, we have to do for calcium modification. It is a combination of all the available therapies. You need to pass. Okay, can you give a small shot here? Okay, we flare the ostium inflate. 16.
16, sir.
Deflate. Okay. Come RF caudal. So we have to do a pot just prior to the carina or the bifurcation. Give a small test and make sure that it does not cross the carina. Okay. Inflate here. 14. 14. Deflate.
So this is a 4.5 balloon or
This is 5. This is a 5 balloon. So now, I will go with a 4 balloon to the ostial to proximal LAD. So then now I think I will take an OCT run and I will also check. So I have an angio post stent deployment. Can you just show the angio post stent deployments? So luckily the LCX was not pinched or nothing. There is no flow compromise across LCX. So the
We just had a discussion in the other lab about.
yes, kissing balloon, because now we are I could hear that discussion. It was a very well discussion, but you have a conflicting data regarding that. So, but the OCT studies, latest OCT studies show that if you just leave a cross stent studs, there can be ostial restenosis can occur in LCX. That is the one concern of the few of the I think 2-3 studies have come up with that. But I think generally people because of the conflicting data, you can just leave it if you don't have a side branch, if this flow is more than TIMI 2 or there is more more than less than 50% stenosis. But still further, if you feel like that, you can do FFR or IFR and check what is the significance of this compromise.
FFR at this time may not be of great help.
Yeah, that's why I also added IFR also, because IFR also shown that this is good enough, because there's one data from I think Dr. Timms.
There are connected reports, and I also had experience of two cases who had a LAD to left main crossover, and a few years down the line they had a thrombus formation at the ostium of the circumflex.
Yes. So we have that is, I'm just recrossing the L6 wire. I'm just removing it, and I think I will try to recross it. Maybe I think I would ideally have taken a new wire or cross the wire, conventional crossing from this wire. I hope that is a good. Ideally it would have been taken from the other LAD wire to cross into LCX, keeping that wire inside. Okay, for just to finish it off quickly so that we don't lose our time for the transmission. So I just quickly, ideally better to take a new wire or they cross the LAD wire into L6 than remove the L6 wire. So we are going to dilate the ostial to proximal LAD with a high pressure balloon, and again I will do a pot of the left main. I'll check on OCT and see if there is malopposition or anything, and maybe if required I'll go for a 5.5 balloon.
Dr. Reddy, wonderful job till now, and I'm sure you will finish it with a.
Yes. Before you finish the lecture, we'll like to show you the final angio on OCT. Okay, sir. Thank you. We just finished the post. Just show the angio.
Post dilatation.
Okay. So after post dilatation with a distal 3.75, 4 and 5 in the left main, we did an OCT. Can I just show the OCT? So that's the OCT runs. There were few maloppositions noted around 5 millimeter to the distal stent edge, and there was a tissue prolapse. And otherwise the stent was, except that area, the stent was well expanded with a good MLAs. And this is coming to the ostial LED, and here you have the left main. The distal left main was well opposed, but there was few malopposition in the ostial left main. Then we just show the angio. Then we went on ahead to correct this. Went ahead and corrected with this malopposition with a 4 balloon at that distal stentage and proximal also with high pressures on the left main. Left main was corrected with a 5.5 balloon. Next, keep showing. Just balloon dilatations.
Osteal flaring.
After first OCT, the balloon dilatations. So we did it with a high pressure. This was a 5.5 balloon to only just the osteal flaring. That's where there was some maloppositions. And the proximal to that, before that. So before that also we dilated that segments again with the 4 high pressure balloon, even the distal portion also near the this area also we could dilate with a 4/8 high NC balloon. So with that we finished a final OCT run. This is the last OCT run. So there was the stent edge. Stent was well opposed in all the areas. So we dilated 3.75, 4, 5 in the LED and 5 and 5.5 in the left main. So that's the final OCT runs which are taken last Anju. So just so this was the OCT which are taken. We just took a fluoro next. That was the last one. We are waiting for you to any comments.
I think that's a very nice result, and I think what you really showed is what imaging helps you with. You know, it really helps you to size your balloon to get your stent opposed properly.
Yes.
We also can use the EM to EL ratios to avoid overdilatation and rupture, which could happen sometimes if you have a negatively remodeled vessel or a calcific lesion, which you can't know from an angiogram.
Yeah.
And what it really tells you with the imaging is that you've optimally deployed your stent with no under expansion and no complications.
So
and that is extremely important to get good outcomes in a left main or an LAD diagonal bifurcation.
So I'll take a cine angio for you to see
I have just one question, a simple question about the use of OCT more than IVUS in terms of risk of nephropathy. Most of the time when you have a distal left main, you have additional lesions. So do you use routinely OCT for the lesion? Do you have more nephropathy induced by the contrast by using OCT more than IVUS?
So, Mark, I think the only concern for OCT, in my opinion, is the contrast. But we have now got over that a bit. So we have now limited contrast interventions now. We have just published a series of 27 patients with zero contrast. We can use, the diagnostic angiogram and use the wires for making our decision and use OCT limitedly. We can use saline for OCT. We can use low molecular dextran for OCT, and we can get good pictures with that. So you don't need to inject dye in patients. But again, obviously heart failure is an issue with both saline and low molecular dextran. But I think, OCT gives much easier pictures for us to make decisions, especially when you're dealing with bifurcations.
I think Dr. Silvestre has pointed a very pertinent question. That's the issues with when you have. See, I think preferably, in my opinion, I think we should try to avoid if you are using a diffuse left main disease, like if it is extending around with distal LED and so. If it is a focal like proximal to mid LED, you can use the OCT, and the OCT run itself when you are injecting a contrast, it's almost giving again a picture of your angio. So try to limit the contrast by not giving any contrast in between the things. The OCT is giving all the information, so you need not have to, unless until the patient you see ECG changes or some blood pressure fall, then only I think you can look for injecting contrast and looking what's going to happen. Other than that, I think even that's why I'm trying to limit the fluoros and cinesal, just working on minimal fluoro and to look in what is exactly happening. I think this is the final angiogram result of that after that OCT. Think any comments?
Dr. Reddy, there's one question from the audience.
Yes, sir.
Why did you choose IVL as compared to ROTA in this particular case?
So in this case, there was a deep calcium. There is both superficial and deep calcium, and the distally there were two calcific nodules. I think when you have a both superficial deep calcium, I think the preferable would be IVL if you want to get a good stent expansion, because stent expansion is the most important thing. And I forgot to tell you that when you have we calculated the recent calcium scoring, that if you have a calcium angle more than 180 degree and the length more than 5 millimeter, the angle giving 2 points, and the length more than 5 millimeter giving 1 point, and depth more than 0.5 millimeter giving 1 point. If you have a score coming to 4, which is coming perfectly in this case, you will end up with a stent expansion, and you require some good calcium modification therapy when you have such amounts of large chunks of calcium. So I think that's why that the preferable. You can see the first angio and the final angio. Look at the angios. We have got a I think left main we have got 22 or something, Australia somewhere around 16, 18. We have got a very good MLAs. I think the MLA is also one of the predictor of the long-term outcomes. Yes, sir.
I think that should answer the question very well.
Thank you, sir. Yes, I think we are finished with our case.
Thank you very much. Very nice case. Thank you very much for the live demonstration from Chandigarh. Thank you, Dr. Reddy.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.